Hello, this is Olvind, and I will do a quick guide on how to get into top 1% on this mythical titan, Jormungandr, or however you pronounce its name. The first thing we need to notice is its color and its special abilities. It's blue, so we will be using mostly green heroes for our main attack. We see the matches and the interference with the battle items. We should always check whatever specials the Mythical Titan has, and it also has this thing with the nature shields on the board. It's going to make them down to 50%. So that means when we shuffle, that's not going to happen, or when we stun, that's not going to happen. When we use Mickey, that's not going to happen. But if we don't have any kind of silence, that means that it will do that. So we have to be a little bit more careful, because Mickey is not going to be on my main. I need to be careful because Mickey is not going to be on my main attacks. And it resists defense ailments, and that's special with this Titan. Is usually we want to use defense down here like Frick or Costume Bren or Body, but those heroes they're not gonna, the specials, the defense down is not going to work. And also the mental defense down with like Evelyn or Elmore, that is also not going to work on this Titan, Mythical Titan. So that leaves us with 3 other heroes that are good to use, and we should confirm in the leaderboard. And we can see the 3 heroes are Tarlak, Gregorian, and Ratatoskr. And so Ratatoskr, he gives 64% plus attack to nature shields, and Gregorian, he gives a 30% extra critical chance for only 3 turns, and Tarlak, he gives 100% normal attack for 4 turns. So those are the main heroes that are going to we're going to be using. I don't have Ratatoskr, so that means I am probably not gonna be in the top of this leaderboard. The other 2 heroes that are in the main attacks is gonna be high attack heroes. There is Liana with 840 attack and Evelyn with 838 attack. If we look, we will pick Extreme Battle to get 100% plus attack against this Titan. And the classical items to use against the Mythical Titan is Titan Banners, which gives 50% more attack, and we have the Tornadoes and the Hurricanes, and we'll have the Scrolls of Alteration. The thing is with the Melendor is in his normal version, he is on the costume with the survivability, he is 713, but if we take the uncostume weight, he got a higher attack. Margaret also has quite a high attack, and again Liana has a high attack. And if I've had Ratatoskr, he would be on all my attacks. So my idea here is I'm be doing 6 screens attacks with my high attack heroes, and maybe I should be doing more. But the thing is that Tarlak and Gregorian, they're gonna be drained for mana. They're gonna have attack down. They're gonna be hard to charge, and that's just gonna. I'm not exactly sure how bad that will be, but it will definitely mean that my tile damage will be going down. So I plan from team 9 to team 7 to 9 to use a blue team with Mickey and Jot. And I also plan to do a yellow team and use use the yellow high tile damage heroes. And as long as I use the Scrolls of Alteration, I want to do color stacking. But if I don't use Scrolls of Alteration, then I have less reason to want to use to use color stacking, because there's no elemental defense down here. So that's something I need to keep in mind. Especially on my last 6 attacks, I'm not sure to what extent I'll be using scrolls for radiation. I guess I'll be doing it with 10 of my attacks, and the last 2 but my yellow heroes, they have high attack anyways, so, and all the other colors are drained except for maybe purple. So maybe on my last attacks, but they won't be in this video, I'll put in some just the highest tile damage, so I can get like a Cena for high tile damage. And my purple heroes actually don't have a high tile damage, so maybe it won't happen much. But it's just something I need to keep in mind, that to get that 20% extra attack boost there is on the first attack, that maybe if I'm not using the scroll for alteration, then I should be using a healer, and then I can swift my I don't need to be color stacking, and that's only something I can do because I'm not using green, and I'm not using I'm not there's no elemental defense down working, and I already used the green heroes I want to use. Maybe I'll throw in on the 11s and 12 teams, I'll throw in some green teams. But if I throw in the green teams, then I must use the Squalls of Variation, and that's kind of less. If the tile damage is already low, that's kind of it's not so attractive. But maybe I'll do it. I haven't really. It also gonna depend on how close our alliance is on being in top 100. You should definitely have your aims and your goals for this Mythical Titan, because if you are not going for a top 100 alliance, maybe you should be taking it. If you just want to be on top 1% of total attacks and personal attacks, and your alliance is not going for top 100, maybe you could just you wouldn't need to do as much color stacking. You'll still need to do it with your green teams. You'll still need to do it when you use Squalls of Alteration. But if you are on a lower budget, it means your alliance members are not buying your presents, and you cannot afford the high cost of food and materials. What is the Titan Skulls for making the Squalls of Alteration? If you don't have those abilities to spend that much, then you are not going to. Then you can just mix the colors you want. But keep in mind, it's no green and no Squalls of Evasion. Those are two musts. There's also been in the top, I've seen a couple of people use Mickey and 4 blue instead of Tarlac, and that's perfectly fine. I haven't seen Wukong in the top 100, but I did see Mickey, and I also saw a Chameleon in the blue team. So you can definitely use Chameleon to get that the weak, and you can be strong against the blue Titan if you use the Chameleon at the right time in the right way. I have not seen a nonce, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it should be with the red team. And that's the problem with the red team, is you have not got a version of I have not got a version of there's no red version, though there's high tile damage in the red heroes, and some people use it for, because of, I think it's because of Wilbur or shared damage or something like that. Then they use it in events. But you have not got the Ratatoskar or the Jot version of red, and you have not got the Mickey or Tarlac version of red. So though you can get, if you use the Nonce, you're already using one off color that's not going to be dominating, but she'll have a high tile damage, and since there's no elemental defense down, it's not as important as usually, but I would believe it could be done, because blue is weak against red, so that means it will become weak against red. You could be using 3 heroes, and I think you should still be using your Tarlac or your Mickey. I think Tarlac is better because it goes into the 2x, but it's gonna get be drained on the tile damage. So you should do it in your, like, maybe in your 7s to 9s attack. You can use nonce like that, or maybe you can even use it in the last 6 attacks. But it's definitely, if you can use a mono blue team with Mickey and Jot and and some other good blues, then you know high attack. That's actually a super strong team to use, and will get some high tile damage in if you have the right blue heroes. So that's my thoughts on Norns. She is not going to be as powerful as Chameleon. We have seen in top 100, but Norns we have not, and that's for the reasons I mentioned. She needs to go. She needs to be in a 3-1-1 team or something like that. And if you already have Tarlak, you have maybe less reason to use the Norns. But that's just an option to keep in mind. And maybe Waffle will be doing it. We will see it when he does his stream at some point. I don't know, it might be tomorrow he does it, but we can be prepared to see that maybe that's going to be. As for the attack hero, like I've been talking mostly about Tarlak Amiki, and if you haven't got those, there's also the option of a Wukong or a Guardian Gazelle, or even a Ranmir that you can use instead of as your attack boost hero. I usually have 2 of each for the Mythical Titans. It's gonna start to feel really drained on some of the mana drain you can handle by putting a high mana troop. You see, and I need a high mana troop on my Tarlak here, so you have to change it. And she needs also she actually also needs. So the thing is here, this team will be. I think they need ninja troops for higher attack, and we don't need so much the low with the critical damage. Often the critical troops. It also depends on a normal Titan, not so much, but on the Mythical Titans, there's no, you cannot miss in the sight, so that means the critical damage is going to be more of an issue. Yeah, but I definitely want banner troops on my main heroes. Ninja troops are the best, but the mana is just to prevent them from, like if I use an Hurricane on I think it's from the 4th or 5th attack, then they will get a mana deduction, so then my mana troop will be helping that they won't get mana drained. We are not going to be seeing that today, but when I do my second set of green hits, it's I'll be throwing a Hurricane and a Tornado, and that's it. And then they'll be boosted. I could also use some kind of mana in that, but I don't see which battle item I would want to take out instead of that. I'll just start using a Titan banner. Then I'll use a Hurricane on Gregorian and Tarlak, and unfortunately I don't have the Ratatoskar. And then I'll have those specials going. I'll be shuffling with the Tornadoes and Hurricanes after those specials are on. And yeah, so that's the plan. And Squads of Radiation, and I'm gonna get item block after what is it? After 3 turns I start. You get the Watchers. That's not so important, but the battle item is gonna be blocked. So I wanna use most of my Squads of Alteration before that. And the only exception is if the weak spot is in the side, then I might want to, on the 3rd turn, use a Titan banner, even though it's still on, because then on the 3rd turn it means then I shuffle, and then the Mythical Titan is gonna I want to have more hits in the weak spot, and if it's in the side, the tiles are not gonna match in the side, and then I probably will gamble to try to get the weak spot in the middle, and the item I would want to sacrifice for that would be the Titan banner, but then I need it on. I need it activated. It only lasts for 3 turns here. So as soon as it will, Mythical Titan is gonna I don't want the mythical titan to spew, so it's gonna be so yeah. I'll try to use them as fast as I can because I don't want the items to be blocked. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not gonna be talking much when I attack, but I'm just gonna try to stay focused and yeah, let's see what happens. So that was my first attack, and I had a pretty good board for that. I'm fourth now. Will it hold for top 100? I don't think it will. No, the power of having both a Tarlak, a Gore, and a Tuskar, that should be too big. And I also believe there's a lot of people that will be using the same exact strategy as me. So I don't. But I'm just gonna screenshot that for now and get it and maybe show it to my alliance members or whatever. I'm going to be doing a couple of more attacks with this, and to the main attacks, it doesn't matter. I don't think I'm going to do better than this, especially I had such a good hit, but so if we see that's 850, what's the burst? That's 840. So what I should be doing, I should be looking at the attack. So this is almost 700, and then we add 20%. That's gonna be like, it's not gonna be 740 because it's under 700. So 740, and we compare it with 840, and what did he have? He's gonna be, it's gonna be more like 800, but that's not gonna be good enough to. Say 700, that's going to be 840, that's going to be the same, so it needs at least 700 to be able to get Melindor off of the attack here. So here we have another one on 800. So that means if you want to do another super attack right now and get our name on the total list, blah blah blah, yada yada, then we'll swap in Melindor, and I guess we can just keep Liana. But yeah, we can see that's going to be less than Liana. And yeah, so we actually have those some of those these 4 stars. Yeah, they have a pretty high attack. It's gonna be real confusing to fiddle around and see what is it. We got Little John, we also with a high attack, and we got Skittle Skull wherever he is. Either 3 stars that just don't make it. That's a pretty high attack actually for a 3 star. And Custom Ben also doesn't make it, even though she has all. Well, we have Little John 741, and we have Skittle Skull on 7. So Little John would be maybe the next one to put in and then take out. See, Custom Melindor on the last one. I also need to tomorrow on my 4th to 6th attack. I need to take out Liana, and I think I'll let Margaret stay unless she gets really drained from the Mythical Titan. But yeah, let's do another of these hits, and there's a diamond. After which I just shuffle. Combo bonus. Combo bonus. Oh no. I am out of good maths, and that's why I think it's quite okay to spend a little bit of time thinking. So yes, I saw that wasn't as good. I didn't have as good as a board, and I ran out of. What happened? That something that just didn't go as well. But I'll do another one, and as I said, I'll put in Little John now, whoever I have with the highest attack. That's gonna be 840. That's probably gonna be the highest. It's not gonna be Cobbler. Well, that's 748. What about these 5 stars here? No. So that's 748 is the winner now. It's not gonna be a healer. No, that's not going to be him. It's not going to be Buddy, has a low attack as well. So if I had used Peters, the Titan would have been stunned or silenced for 3 turns. So, yeah. 741 it looked like it was. I'll be using a defense down hero then. That's the guy, 748. So 20%, or is it 15? So it should be like 860 something. His attack should be 865, 870. If my brain gets it right, that's gonna be 840, 846. That's just gonna be slightly higher attack. He's has a 20% on his. Also, I wanna swap these two, because when I throw the tornadoes in the middle, I can fire with Liana. It's gonna be a stronger hit. And then you can get the 11%. Maybe I should just put critical. She's just gonna be. I'm not gonna be firing with her anyways, am I? Let's see what it has, 13% and 77% critical, and it's gonna be no, that's not gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be worth it to take the critical for that. Well, let's see here. I saw somebody say that when you have a diamond in another color, you should use Squalls of Acceleration. I kind of disagree with that. I think you should shuffle instead, because when you shuffle and that diamond goes off, in that off color, it can start a huge cascade, and then you're gonna get the combo bonus. I said it a couple of times, combo bonus. Like if I can throw a green diamond and get a combo bonus, I'll be getting 10% more, at least 10%. Some is gonna be 20 or even 30%. So throw a huge, if I have a diamond and I get 10% extra on my diamonds, of course I want to do that. So I do not share the point of view that somebody else said about using Squalls of Rage illustration when I have a off-color diamond. I will much rather have the combo bonus. Also, somebody in one of the chat groups talked about using the normal version of Ren. The costume obviously doesn't make sense to use, as elemental defense doesn't count on this mythical titan. The normal version of Ren is attack boost, and there's something like when you use Tarlak, it's when we use the Tarlak, it's things he gives 100% normal, and then up to 160% normal. So the thing is, we can just go around and find Ben in a normal way here. She's capped, and another thing is we want to always check theory and practice, because sometimes our brain, or even something is not supposed to be like the way it is. But if there's that cap on 160, it just doesn't make sense to use. It doesn't make much sense to use a low attack hero. So that's just how I view it. I'm sure you can do some math on it, and whenever you do the math, you have to remember there's two ways that it can stack on. It can stack as a multiplier, and it can also stack as a plus, as an addition. And the way it stacks in this game is usually by an addition. So when you think that's 160% attack, it's going to be from the base tile damage. It's not going to be on top of the actual damage. So it's going to be stacking to the base tile damage plus the other buffs or ailments of defense down there. There's no defense down on this. So it doesn't make so much sense to me to be using a hero like Ren. But yeah, that's it. Let's get going. And I also swapped Liana with Margaret. So Liana, she hits harder. So when I use the hurricane in the middle, I'm gonna be firing Liana and Gregorian. So yeah, let's get going here. And it's also dangerous not to have a healer here, because when if I play fast, I'm gonna be running out of shuffling items, and so I don't mind playing a little bit slower. And then I can think and make better decisions and get those combos in. And is there's a combo somewhere, huge combo and off color diamond, I can get those in. So I don't mind playing a little bit slower. But some people they wants to make it fast, and if they can do that with that and still have their good tile play on and make the right decisions. And I think the best decisions about Titans, normal and mythical Titans, is just to have the specials activated. Like in this, it's not so difficult. It's just Tarlac and Gregorian, and normal Titans you need to pay attention to that. The defense down, elemental and normal defense down, and the attack boost, and everything is activated. And if it's not activated, you need a plan on how to get those activated. Or if your board is bad, you might want to save that tornado, or you want to save whatever mana boosting items, because if there's no color dominating tiles on the board, you just don't gonna, regardless of almost any item. You can of course use the scrolls of variation, but that's not you cannot sustain using that. But we'll do it on the mythical titans, but otherwise you cannot, the resources is not going to be enough for that for almost everybody, unless you buy all the world energy deals in the game, and you farm manually during Atlantis, then you can have enough. But there's probably only a handful of people over level 100 who's doing that, and otherwise you'll just need to save your resources when you can. If you have a bad board, it means you probably don't want then you don't want to you want to save a little bit of items sometimes on the Titans, normal Titans. But on the mythical Titan, we just go all in and do it hard. So yeah, let's try another hit. Yeah, that clears a lot of tiles. That's good. And clearing a lot of tiles, using the diamonds for that. Okay, I'm saving my specials for combo. The party is over. Yeah, that's what's so good. If I add 20% damage to that, it's gonna be 600,000, and that's almost 600,000. But yeah, so total damage I did pretty good. yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you got some ideas on how to get on top 1% on the Mythical Titan. And there's got a lot of good YouTubers out there. Waffle, he will do better than me. He has more heroes, and the same will UCLA clap or whatever it is. She will also do. She has those who have the cool heroes. They're gonna do better than me. My rooster is not that exciting. It's it's. And I'm a mid spender. I'm not a high spender, and I don't want to be a high spender. That's just how it is. I just want to be good at using it, what I have, and study the ways of doing it. And I also make pools for this and that. But I'll just do it in an affordable way. So, well, thank you for listening and watching, and goodbye.